From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, the UN's added Israel to a blacklist of states and countries for committing violations against children. It follows 8 months of war on Gaza in which more than 13,000 children have been killed by Israel's military. Save the Children's Rachel Cummings told CNN there's a huge, congested and overcrowded population with limited food, water and sanitation.
You have children walking through those streets very ill-equipped in terms of shoes and protection, and people are desperately looking for somewhere safe to be, but of course there is nowhere safe in Gaza.
And with no sign of progress in efforts to broker a ceasefire, Israeli tanks and warplanes have reportedly blasted central and southern areas of the enclave overnight, killing at least 23 Palestinians. The US president's apologised to his Ukrainian counterpart for delays in military aid. In France, Joe Biden's pledged more than $350 million in support. The BBC's Hugh Schofield says right now, Ukraine's doing all the fighting by itself.
The notion is beginning to emerge that maybe one day there will be French, American or British troops alongside Ukraine. I mean, the World War II parallel leads to that.
The funeral for Lady June Hillary is set to get underway in Auckland shortly. The wife of mountaineer Sir Edmund Hillary died last weekend, aged 92. The mental health system is spiralling as more experienced people leave the workforce. The Public Service Association's called a meeting with Mental Health Minister Matt Ducey to address the urgent challenges. It says fewer people are accessing essential services because the workforce shortages can't keep up with increasing demand and complex needs. National Sector Lead Ashok Shankar says we desperately need more training and support for those who remain in it.
As experienced people leave, the newer ones are finding it harder and harder to continue in this workforce, and it's an area that we really need to do a lot of work on.
That's news. In sport, the Black Caps' bid for a first-up win at cricket's T20 World Cup is underway in Guyana. New Zealand won the toss and elected to bowl with Afghanistan 21 for no loss after 2 overs. The Black Caps have gone with a seam trio of Trent Boult, Matt Henry and Lockie Ferguson, while Mitchell, Santner and Michael Bracewell and Glenn Phillips are the 3 spin options. Tim Southey, Ish Sodhi, Rushan Ravindra and Jimmy Neesham missed selection. Kiwi squash star Paul Cole's happy to take his game to another level as he moves into the semi-finals at the British Open. The second seed has set up a last 4 clash with Egyptian 4th seed Mustafa Asal in Birmingham.
I wanted to up the pace. I feel like I've been a bit cruisy in the first 2 rounds, so I wanted to come out a bit higher tempo, get myself working hard to win the points, and very happy with it.
Football Ferns coach Jitka Klimkova will return to the team after an investigation into what the national body called an employment matter. That's sport. I'm Sandy Hodge.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.